the Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge, and the state flag of Texas looking majestic tonight. We're coming to you live from Dallas, Texas. This is it, opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And joining us on the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Well, the era of star free agents increasingly being on the move has created a media frenzy that sometimes can be intense and draining. Some players like Kevin Durant have pushed back against year-long and incessant free agency questions. Warriors coach Steve Kerr said, "We're all actors in a soap opera, and we have to deal with that part of it." Kevin?
It can be a circus. David, thanks. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Wizards. On Friday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then on Saturday, they'll be matching up against DeMar DeRozan and the San Antonio Spurs.
And for the matchup with the Rockets, they won't have much room for error in that one. A team like this will punish mistakes, but I could see them walking away with this one.
And now Washington's starting group. Wall runs the point with Beal at the 2. Thomas Bryant is out there with Davis Bertans. And it's Brown in at the small forward position. And for the Mavericks, inside at the 4 and the 5, Porzingis and Powell. Doncic and Hardaway at the 2 and the 3. And it's Wright in at the 1. And this is what we've been waiting for all summer long, all off season long. After many months, Doris, basketball is finally back.
And what's incredible, Kevin, is the NBA's popularity just continues to grow. There's worldwide enthusiasm. The NBA players represent the league so well, and my goodness gracious, can they play some basketball?
Interesting how now the league, Doris, is commanding the calendar all year round. It used to be such a seasonal game. Now it's 365 days a year.
So many storylines throughout the course of the summer. Who's playing where and with whom?
Now here's Beal after Luka Doncic's miss. That shot is off. Good D by Hardaway. Right against Wall. To the middle. Here's Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
And Kevin, I think this is where Powell is really trying to improve, right? Sacrificing his body, taking it right to the defense.
A wide body off the bench. Dwight Powell gives you productive minutes.
He does, Kevin, and that's most reflected in the plus-minus when you look at his stats. This is a guy who hasn't averaged a ton of minutes, but he scores and he defends at a high level when he's given those minutes.
One shot.
A free throw drops for Powell.
Well, this is a decent free throw shooter, and where Powell could help himself is getting to the line a little bit more.
Wall finds Bertans. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Well, we know this. John Wall is a great scorer, but let's not forget that over the course of his career, he's always been looking to create for others as well. Now, sometimes he can get a little ahead of himself, but the unselfishness shows in his assist totals.
No good on that one. And with Wall, the assists are always high. But Doris, his turnovers are up there too, unfortunately.
Yeah, no doubt, Kevin. I think part of that is because John Wall plays the game at breakneck speed. You hope as the years go on, he becomes more efficient in terms of his decision-making.
And they call an illegal screen here.
Ref's calling it close already as he picks up a quick early foul.
And so Bryant will bring it up for the Washington Wizards. And, of course, this is the first they're seeing of Dallas.
Not exactly a game that everyone will be talking about here, but both of these teams can show flashes at times.
We're seeing two teams that could be building more for the future, trying to instill a winning culture, and we'll see which team takes a step in that direction.
The offensive rebound. Porzingis with the block.
This guy's showing great potential as a rim protector. Porzingis a threat to block shots anywhere, anytime.
4 on the shot clock. Up again. It's good on the putback.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? Now, here's Doncic. Porzingis can't hit.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And it's Brown missing.
Boy, that's too easy to miss, but somehow he finds a way to do it.
Beal with the steal. Oh, and the dunk by Beal.
This guy's in attack mode. Bradley Beal taking it strong.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Tipped away. Out to the wing. Here's Wall. Lays it up off the glass.
What an outstanding pass, and Bradley Beal has come such a long way as a playmaker.
Mavericks trail by 4. Wright looking around. And just miss after miss right now. Wizards have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Porzingis with the block. Doncic against Bryant. Dallas again missing.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Here's Bertans. Porzingis with the block. And now the fast break. Doncic with the ball. Wright dishes to Powell. Washington with the rebound. Bryant's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Pass to Bertans. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for John Wall. Great showing for him last season. Averaged about 20 points a game, 8 assists, and 3 rebounds. And when he takes over at the point, he really keeps the offense flowing.
Well, this is a guy who brings a solid skill set. Excellent ball handler, high level of playmaking, the perfect backup point.
Now here's Beal. 6 on the shot clock. Oh, he touched it while it was in the cylinder. That's offensive basket interference. Mavericks trail by 4. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
And in their history, the Dallas Mavericks have never moved up in the draft. And they needed to do so this summer to keep their pick.
Well, you think about it, Greg, they went into it with a little over a 26% chance to move up into the top 4. That did not happen. The Hawks collecting that 10th pick from the Luka Doncic trade.
Wright against Wall. Wright the pass to Hardaway. Some nice passing here by Dallas. And the pass to Wright. Inside, Beal with the steal. Brown outside. There's the 3. And there's Bradley Beal on the assist by Brown. Beal's got 5 now.
Well, this is what you love about Bradley Beal. He doesn't have to dominate the basketball. Just get him a shot in the flow of the offense.
And it's Wright with the ball for the Mavericks. 7-point differential. Doncic outside. sweet little floater.
Well, that's a nice play. You've got to read the situation and go to your floater game when necessary.
Wall looking for an opening. Passes it to Beal. Bertans with the ball. Buries it down low.
I like that decision right there. Don't try to force a shot inside. Kick it out.
For Dallas, they've gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Here's Porzingis. Over Bertans. Porzingis can't hit.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the foul against Dallas.
Well, this guy lives at the free throw line. John Wall averages about 5 free throws a game over his entire career.
Well, it has been a long road back from injury for John Wall, Greg. The heel issue followed by the Achilles tear.
And you just hope that Wall can make a full recovery and get back to the player he once was. Provides so much with his speed and playmaking as well as scoring.
The first one falls.
You know, one of the biggest issues for the Wizards obviously has been their defense. I think part of that comes from not having the kind of rim protectors you need. They haven't been able to stay healthy there. But I think a bigger portion, guys, is simply a lack of effort.
J.J. Barea is checked in for the Mavericks. And so John Wall nails both of them. And the lack of effort on defense, Doris, it's been a big problem in Washington.
Well, it's resulted, Kevin, in the team being second to last in points allowed last season. I don't think there's enough urgency and pressure from any position. And it also shows up in their rebounding numbers, Kev. There's a lot of things to be addressed here. Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy, just struggling to make shots right now.
Doncic against Beal. Here's Brown. Trains it from 9 feet away.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
No doubt, Greg. On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
Outside Hardaway. Buries the long-range jumper.
Well, we know that Tim Hardaway Jr. can space the floor. You don't want to allow him to start cooking.
And the Wizards with possession. They're on a 16-5 run. Now here's Wall. He's got 5. Outside Bryant. Top of the key. Porzingis with the rebound.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
And here's Barea. No points in the game yet for him. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
I'll tell you, don't let the diminutive size fool you. This guy is not intimidated and can get his shot in the painted area.
Over to the wing. Here's Bertans. Good. It's Beal picking up the assist. Beal's got his 3rd assist on the night.
You know, they work the ball into ideal position there to get the high-quality look.
Now, here's Doncic. Back to Barea. 5 on the clock. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
Well, face up and drill it. J.J. more of a scorer than a pure shooter, but looks good that time.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington. Doris, as you always say, there is a grace in handling wins and losses in this game, isn't there?
You know what, Kevin? There's an old saying that winning and losing are imposters, that it's everything to do with how you react to constant learning and growing experiences. And listen, everybody wants to win, but can you experience losing with grace and dignity? Can you embrace the joy of pure competition? To me, that's one of the beautiful things about the NBA. Men handle heartbreak and joy and set an example for the next generation. It's beautiful.
Mavericks trail by 6. Curry passes to Kleba. Berea looking over the floor. Pass to Curry. To the paint. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, for Washington, D.C. basketball, they have one title to their name, the champs back in '78.
What a run that was for that team led by the great Wes Unseld. But boy, in the 40 years since that title, my goodness, fans of this franchise have waited so patiently for that return to greatness. When will it come?
And he can't get the first one.
Well, you think the ownership style of the Mavericks, something the league had to adjust to. Very active, very outspoken. Sometimes I think that rubbed people the wrong way. But now you get the sense it's almost the new normal.
And he's good on the second. And the Mavericks, we know, have been trendsetters, investing in development and in technology.
Kevin, they have always been on the cutting edge of data collection and then using that data to give them a competitive advantage. When you're in a business, it's always about what's next? How can I be better?
Mavericks trail by 5. Hachimura the pass to Thomas. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Boy, what a big-time, strong finish. Isaiah Thomas, an uncanny ability to make tough shots.
And so here is Dallas. Now here's Berea. Elbow shot. And Wagner pulls it down.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
They shoot again. Here's Miles. Pass to Hachimura. 8 feet away. Kleba with the rebound. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for Dallas. They trail by 7. Curry can't get it to go.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
And the rejection by Marjanovic. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. And we all know how rough things have been for Thomas the last few seasons, Greg, battling injuries and trying to find the right situation for his talents.
And the injuries have clearly taken their toll on Thomas. A lot of things need to go right for you to be a star player at his size, and lately that just hasn't been the case.
That free throw good from Thomas.
Boy, when you think back to last season for the Wizards, finishing just 32-50 overall, only the second time in 6 years that they've missed the playoffs. I think going into the year, many thought they'd be a postseason factor.
Berea. The Mavericks have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this game.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops from Marjanovic. Mavericks making a switch here. Brunson's checked in. Both good from the line that time. Wizards leading by 8. Thomas feeling it out a bit. Wagner passes to Hachimura. Left block shot on the way. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make. He is 1 for 4. And for the Wizards, Doris, ended up middle of the road after the John Wall injury last season.
And you have to wonder, Kevin, how much longer do they stick with this current core? John Wall and Bradley Beal obviously are very good, but they have not translated to tremendous postseason success. And now with the questions raised by Wall's injury last season, what do they do?
Doncic, no good.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
And it's Smith penetrating. These are the players who had the most success from deep last season. Look at Curry, third in the NBA. He's someone that if you leave him alone, he's going to knock it down.
The bucket must have looked 3 feet wide to him last year. I mean, very deserving in terms of that spot among the league leaders from 3.
That free throw missing.
And now a chance to see the former Demon Deacon Ish Smith in action. Has been in the league for a while now and played for several teams, and he's a veteran through and through.
Here's Brunson. Over Thomas. Brunson, good.
Wow, he doesn't make plays like that very often. That's a nice move inside.
And when you have Ish Smith on your team, you know he's going to get you scoring off the bench.
And Smith not exactly great at any one thing, but the whole package is solid for a reserve. As long as you can make the right decision and just run the offense, that'll get you pretty far in this league.
Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. The Wizards with another miss. Mavericks trail by 9. Here's Doncic. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
Now here's Thomas. He's got 5. And it's off from three-point range. Stolen by Thomas. Here's Hachimura. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And you can see what makes Hachimura a tough cover. He can beat you with finesse, and also he can bring the hard hat.
And out of Japan, a real interesting prospect. Hachimura, especially now that he can stretch the floor.
Yeah, he found the 3-ball in his last year of college, hit over 40%. You combine that with the size, the motor, he is really versatile, and I feel like he's putting it all together.
And he makes the first.
Boy, you consider the Dallas Mavericks last season missing the playoffs for the 3rd straight year. That ties their 2nd longest playoff drought in franchise history. You've got to believe this is a group that's highly motivated.
And so he makes both from the line.
And although he started playing the game later in life, Hachimura has picked it up well, and exciting young player to watch.
Brunson, no good. And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for Washington. They have a 9-point lead. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. The pass to Wagner. Here's Hachimura. The rebound by Marjanovic.
Well, that's a case where a guy's trying to make a play, trying to take it up strong, but the defense was ready.
Yep, that one goes in there. And that's now 6 points for Luka Doncic.
You got to remember that Luka Doncic is so much more than a shooter. He's got every shot in his arsenal, even amongst the trees in there.
And so it's Washington heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We come back right after this. The 5'9" Isaiah Thomas has made a career out of proving his doubters wrong.
Ever since I was a little boy, they always said, you're not going to be this good in high school. Then when I got to high school and played pretty well, they said, well, you're not going to do that good in college. And when I got to college, they said, well, the NBA, those guys are too big. They're too fast, too strong. The things you do in college won't work in the NBA. And I've just kept pushing ever since. I have a goal of mine, I want to be one of the best little guys to ever play the game.
Well, no question about it, Greg. Isaiah Thomas still plays with something to prove.
You know, wanting to show he still belongs. That fiery competitiveness is why his teammates love it.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1/4 of action so far. And taking a look at the Wizards' performance here, guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, look at the turnover ratio, then look at the score. Easy to see what happened in that first period.
Offensively, they took care of the ball, and defensively, they forced a number of miscues.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor right now for the Mavericks. On the perimeter, it's Curry and Doncic. Then it's Jalen Brunson. Then there's Marjanovic. And it's Kleba in at the power forward position. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, there is a lot of optimism in Dallas for the tandem of Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. Porzingis said, "We clicked right away. We're both European players, similar roots, both speak Spanish. That'll translate on the court. We can be something special." Kevin, look out for them to compliment and criticize one another in a different tongue.
If they play to their potential, they could be scary. Thanks, David. And another miss by Washington. Mavericks trailed by 5. Over in the corner, Doncic. Drills it from outside. Doncic has got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, the assertiveness to his approach, Luka Doncic on the catch and shoot, easy.
Smith with it. This is to Miles. From past the arc, Smith gets it to go on the assist from Miles. And the Wizards lead by 5.
Well, you can see it's a matter of pride out there for these guys.
Absolutely. When someone makes a shot, the first thought is, I want my own back.
Passes it to Doncic. Now here's Marjanovic, defended by Miles. 6 to shoot. Brunson with it. Thomas is there. Brunson, no good. Wizards leading by 5. Now Miles. Here's Wagner. His 3-pointers off the mark. Here's Doncic. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. Doncic has got 13. Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. If you were coaching, Doris, and you could run your offense through any center in the game, and let's take guys that are playing right now because we can go back in history and the names are endless, but who would you run your offense through at that position?
Probably a guy that the casual NBA fan is not as knowledgeable about as they should be, Kevin, and that's Nikola Jokic. And this is a young, early 20-year-old who may be the best passer out of the post position that we've seen in a generation. Jokic is a guy who can handle the ball from three-point territory. He can take it off the window and initiate your offense. They run him like a point center, and it's appropriate because he's on. You got to be kidding. Now there's your dunk contest champion back in 2014. Wall puts a little extra on that one.
Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Right outside. Here's Porzingis, and Dallas again with the bucket.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
And Beal kicks to Wall. And Wall with the slam.
Yeah, there's just such a grittiness, such a toughness to John Wall. Nice finish through contact.
And it's Wright with the ball for the Dallas Mavericks. It's a 5-point game. He dishes it to Hardaway. Shoots over Brown. And Dallas again with the bucket.
He is just so tough to guard. He can fake you one way and then use that beautiful spin to just blow by you.
Wall attacking. Tries it from 9. Another one falls for Washington.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Now here's Brunson. He's covered by Beal.
What a college career for Jalen Brunson. 2 championships and a Wooden Award. This is one of the most decorated players in college basketball history.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And he hit 72% of his foul shots a season ago, but I'm not sure he's real thrilled with those numbers.
And Brunson, the College Player of the Year back in 2018, but fell to the second round. Doris, when you look at that time, why did he fall?
I think it had everything to do with the fact that he's not an elite athlete by NBA standards. But we know unequivocally Jalen Brunson is a winner. His father played a decade in the NBA. This young man has been around the game since his formative years, and you can see it in his game.
Beal on the foul. Beal's got 7.
And they continue to control the glass.
Right against Wall. Right down low. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
And the D getting outworked there on the putback. Can't let that happen.
Greg, you have got to put a body on somebody. We talk about it ad nauseum, but you've got to be disciplined with the box outs.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And how about last season? Made about 79% of his attempts, so those are really quality numbers.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Berea's checked in.
We know this about the Dallas Mavericks. They will put every piece of data and information to use in terms of trying to get an advantage. Think about it, guys. They are now doing blood tests, trying to head off injury for their players. They believe this gives them a clearer picture into the overall health of their athletes.
Mavericks trail by 6. Pass to Hardaway. And here's Berea. Pass to Powell. He kicks it to Wright. Outside Hardaway. That 3 off the mark. And Doris, those blood tests you were talking about, always subject to player permission. They want to honor player privacy.
I think you have to, Kevin, and most of the Mavs have embraced it. These tests have the ability to measure almost 50 biomarkers. As an athlete, you're always trying to stay in peak form. As an organization, you're always trying to manage appropriately their workloads.
Now here's Wright. And finished off by Wright.
Now, I'll bet even they didn't think the pick would work that well.
No. And they get the major league dunk out of it, too.
And my question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge.
And Bryant kicks to Brown. Great D that time from Hardaway. Mavericks trail by 4. A wide open look here for Wright. Connects from 3-point range. Wright's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Well, after a less than stellar start in the first quarter, you like to see that shot go down.
And Wall slams it home.
How about that vertical by John Wall, getting up in a big way for that dunk.
Dallas has gone 2 of 4 from 3-point range so far in the second quarter. Berea against Beal. And it's sent back by Bryant. Beal against Berea. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
When he first came into the NBA, many thought Bradley Beal would be a mostly catch-and-shoot shooting guard. But this guy is proven he can definitely shoot, but there's so much more to his game. He can create for others. He can get himself off on the bounce. He is a terrific all-around guy now.
And he knocks down the first one. And with Beal doors, he's been more aggressive at attacking the rim.
And Kevin, it's worked out for him because he's gotten to the line more, and that allows you to become a consistent scoring presence. Boy, the dynamic nature of Beal's offensive game has really elevated.
And both free throws good for Beal.
I think Bradley Beal, guys, has everything you want in a two-guard. He's 6'5", so he's got tremendous size. He's an outstanding athlete. He's one of the purest shooters in the game. He's unafraid in the clutch. I mean, what's not to like?
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
And finished off by Berton.
There is a reason John Wall's name is always at the top of the leaderboard in assists in the NBA. Understanding how to dissect a defense.
Dallas calls timeout. Doris, such an honor to be on this with you. And you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst. Breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev. Well, this second quarter has proven to be a turnaround. This guy looking much more comfortable all of a sudden.
Here's Bertans. Here's Beal. And that one is good. Beal's got 11 points.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Wall against Barea. The pass to Wright. Beal with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Wizards. No good on that one. And it's Dallas the other way.
And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he'd be a little bit more selective tonight.
And in front of you now is a list of the players with the highest shooting percentage last season. You look at Bryant, 4th in the league and as consistent as they come.
Put the ball in the bucket. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? I mean, just ask him. He'll have the answer for you.
Here is Barea. Porzingis feeling it out a bit. Rebounded by the Wizards.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Baseline jumper. And so the ball's out of bounds. Powell touched it last.
Let's take a look now at some numbers for Beal. Coming off a terrific season. Averaged 25 points per game last season. 5 assists and 5 rebounds. And he brings it for them every game on the offensive end.
Well, I think you can tell he relishes this role, being the catalyst on the offensive end, night in and night out.
Going for that shot in that situation is something that isn't going to help the offense.
And in a way, by taking that one, he's bailing out the defense. It's just too easy to stop.
Marjanovic checked in for Dwight Powell. Marjanovic down low, working on Bryant. Marjanovic kicks to Barea. Back to Marjanovic. It's good. Marjanovic has got 5.
That's just a spectacular pass off the pick and roll, a play where J.J. Barea typically makes great decisions.
Wizards leading by 5. Wall finds Bryant. Back to Wall. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Well, the advantage they have right now is largely based on his play. What an outstanding night.
The Wizards have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great. About 77% as a team.
Luka Doncic, he's checked in for Dallas. Seth Curry comes in for DeLon Wright, and then for Washington, Hachimura, he's checked in for Bertans. C.J. Miles comes in for Troy Brown. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Beal. And that one falls for John Wall.
And one issue that has been a trouble spot for the Wizards for years now, outside shooting.
You know what, Greg? Last year they made a real attempt to take more threes. So they do that, but then they finished 4th worst in three-point percentage. That is not a recipe for success. Listen, they know they want to be a team that can shoot from deep, but they've got to find more consistency, right?
Bucket is good.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
He shot well from the line tonight, going 4 for 5. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for the Mavericks. And that one misses.
From the moment he stepped into the NBA from the University of Kentucky, John Wall has been hungry and motivated to prove he belongs listed with the top players in the game.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Back to Miles. Three-pointer. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got 3 assists in the game. Mavericks trail by 13. Curry looking around. The Mavericks have shot 5 of 8 from the foul line.
Shooting 2.
The free throw drops for Curry.
Well, I think it's fair to say that Seth Curry has found his footing in this league. He gains more and more confidence every year.
Mo Wagner's checked in for Bryant. And both free throws good for Curry. On offense, here are the Wizards. They're on a 16-6 run. Wall passes to Wagner. Shoots over Marjanovic. Again, the Wizards good for 2.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Doncic against Miles. And Doncic gets it to go.
I'll tell you, the consistency of a good first quarter leads to an excellent second quarter. Riding the wave here.
Pass to Thomas. From deep. And Curry pulls it down. Mavericks trail by 11. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Twice on the pipes. The anticipation, the athleticism. Terrific job by Wall rejecting that attempt.
Thomas gets the bucket.
Well, he showed right there. This guy capable of making shots, especially if you leave him that wide open.
Doncic outside. Pass to Marjanovic. Now here's Curry. Here is Barea. Back to Curry. Dallas moving it around. That one good for 2. Marjanovic has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Have to love the ball distribution. Keep everyone involved.
Wall against Curry. From 12 feet out. That one off the back iron and out. And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for Dallas. Down by 12. And there it is for him. Barea's got 6.
I'll tell you, J.J. Barea has the ball on a string. Listen, we know he's got a diminutive size, but his movements on the dribble, that's a big man's game.
And Miles kicks to Wall. They get it back.
Nice tip in there. I mean, he's got like a sixth sense in terms of where the miss is going to go. That is really a talent.
And there's the foul. It goes on C.J. Miles. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. For Dallas, they have made 7 free throws and missed 3 in this game.
shooting 2.
He misses the free throw.
And there's so much to like about Luka Doncic, but perhaps the best thing is he can contribute in every aspect of the game, scoring, rebounding, passing, you name it.
Second free throw, no good. Here's Smith. Curry with some nice D. And so we conclude the first half. Wizards lead by 12. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Bradley, a strong first half for you and the team. It looked like you guys really were ready to play. Was that something Coach emphasized?
Yeah, most definitely. We wanted to hit them first. We weren't going to check any temperatures, as he said, so we were not going to just let guys do what they want to do. We're going to come out and be the aggressor, and we did that.
Obviously have to maintain that in the second half. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. It was a great half of basketball from John Wall. He had 18 points, 5 assists, and 1 block. His last game out, he was just not himself. But tonight, he has rounded right back into form with a very solid first half. And taking a look at the Wizards, Shaq, what'd you think?
Well, what's really shifted the game in their favor has been their rebounding. They got a good edge on the boards, and that's a product of their hard work. All 5 guys have been battling, putting everything they have to fight on the glass. That needs to remain the focus for 2 more quarters if they want to hang on to that lead.
Kenny, how do you think Dallas played?
Their lack of execution surprised me. You know, they had a lot of turnovers off sloppy ball handling, which goes back to the fundamentals. And I know we say it all the time, just make the simple play. And this is why. Without giving away possessions, they'd be a lot closer in this game.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. Go to Kevin Harlan.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. An exceptional performance from John Wall.
Oof. That first half looked like a dunk contest mixtape. Was just destroying the rim.
This guy, he plays fast, he's aggressive, and if you let him get to the cup, there is nothing that you can do about it.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Wizards leading by 12. Second half is underway, and here's who Scott Brooks has got on the floor. Ball runs the point with Beal at the 2. Davis Bertans out there with Bryant, and it's Brown in at the 3, the small forward. And Thomas Bryant gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. And here are the Mavericks now. And following this one, they'll take on the Hornets in New Orleans. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. And Doncic, here we go. And that'll be Dallas as it goes out of bounds. Mavericks retain possession. Wizards on D. Here's Hardaway. Down low. And the slam dunk by Wall.
Well, John Wall's been cooking all night long. Go to work, sir.
Mavericks trail by 14. Doncic feeling it out. Over Beal. Dallas again missing.
Well, an 0 for 3 start to the half. You need to pick it up and start to put some pressure on your opponent.
And, you know, you don't hear a lot of talk about it, but Brad Beal is one of the top shooting guards in our league. The scoring, the playmaking he provides is really right there amongst the elite.
Right against Wall. Bertans with the ball. He's got 6 to the inside. Brown, good. Brown's got the lead up to 14 now for the Wizards. And Beal about a 25, 5 and 5 player last season, Greg. Most would agree that that's star-level production.
Those are Hall of Fame-esque numbers. I'd put him up there with Klay Thompson and Jimmy Butler. Fantastic scorer who does it with strong efficiency.
Stop it! And you see the remarkable athleticism of John Wall sailing in for the flush.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Outside, Porzingis fires the 3, knocks down the 3 ball. Porzingis has got 7 points in the game.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
It's Wall with the drive. And a deep 3 from Beal. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. On the wing, Doncic. Yes, and it's Hardaway picking up the assist. 17 points for Luka Doncic.
Well, you want some unselfishness from a guy who's capable of scoring. And Tim Hardaway says, you know what? My teammate's open. I'm going to get him the ball.
Brown dishes to Bryant. Another one falls for Washington. And it's Wright with the ball for Dallas. It's a 13-point game. And the dunk by Powell.
If Powell's on the court, he's a threat to dunk it. Incredible athleticism.
Hey, yo, get on Wall.
Right side, Wall. Basket, good. Wall's got 6 points in the quarter.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, for the last 5 years, the Golden State Warriors have been the colossus that stood over the NBA. There were thoughts that most teams were not willing to do things to be competitive, knowing that they could not beat the Splash Brothers, Draymond Green, and then Kevin Durant. But the Warriors lost to the Raptors in the finals last year, combined with the injuries to Durant and Klay Thompson, have opened things up. And for the first time in a long time, there are any number of teams in this league that believe it's their time.
Probably so. The West is strengthened. There's no doubt, DA. Interesting matchups coming up for sure. Thank you.
The numbers for Luka Doncic, absolutely staggering. The only rookie ever to average over 20 points, 7 boards, and 5 assists.
And such impressive poise and confidence for Luka Doncic, Doris. He's unfazed by the NBA.
I think it makes sense, Kevin, when you consider this young man has been playing as a pro and against men since the age of 16. And by 17, he was tearing up the EuroLeague. This guy was ready to make the leap.
Mavericks trail by 12. Poked away. All with it. He's picked up by Doncic. And finished off by Beal.
Boy, you try to avoid this if you're the defender, because you give Bradley Beal an opportunity to create an easy shot. Look out.
Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Doncic against Beal. A floater, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Greg, you look at the young Luka Doncic. What impresses you the most right now about his game?
Well, Kevin, you just don't see many players his height who can handle and make step-back threes. Also, his confidence. He came into the league never doubting that he could dominate a game, and
don't forget about his brilliance as a passer.
And the first one at the line is good. Dwyer, when you look at draft eligibility requirements, it is a very fluid topic with a lot of different ways it could go, a lot of moving parts. Where do you stand?
I'll tell you the truth, Kevin. I'm conflicted about this because I believe there is real value to the college experience. There's high-level coaching across the game at the collegiate level, but I also believe that young men who have talent should be able to, when they are eligible, decide when they want to become professionals. So, listen, I'm sort of in the middle. There are legitimate arguments to be had for both sides. What I hope, regardless, is we get the best players in the league, and that's certainly going to happen whenever it happens.
Outside Hardaway. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Pass to Doncic. Fires from 18. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Porzingis with the block. Here's Wright. The feed to Doncic. It's not going to go for him. Now Washington takes it the other way. They'll be off to Oklahoma City for a meeting with the Thunder after this one. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road. Wright against Bryant. Wright outside. Out to the right wing. The wide open look here for Porzingis. Dallas again missing. Washington leading now by 14. Bryant finds Bertans. Count it. Good. Bertans got 10 points in the game.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Maxi Kleber comes in for Dwight Powell. And it's Seth Curry in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And a switcher also for Washington. Mo Wagner's checked in for Davis Bertans. Doncic passes to Wright. Back to Doncic. Tries it from 19. That one a little long. And so Bryant will bring it up for Washington. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game. The pass to Brown. It's deflected. Porzingis with the steal. It's stolen by Bryant. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Wright's got 4 rebounds in this game. Doncic, count that one. Doncic has got 9 points in the quarter.
Well, the tight handle allows Luka Doncic to make the pretty move off the bounce.
Passes to Wagner. Back to Wall. Brown feeling it out a bit. Pass to Wall. Jacks up a 3. Kleber with the rebound. Kleber's got 5 rebounds tonight. Wall with the steal. And now Bryant pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively. And being over the limit this early really can affect your aggressiveness defensively. They have got to play under control.
The Mavericks have had 15 tries at the line. They've made 10. That free throw, no good. A different look for Dallas. Marjanovic checked in for Porzingis, and it's Jalen Brunson in for DeLon Wright. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Hachimura, he's checked in for Bryant. C.J. Miles comes in for Troy Brown. Thomas checked in for Bradley Beal. And Smith subbed in for John Wall. Doncic against Miles. To the middle. Makes it off the glass. Marjanovic has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
You know, there's an unselfishness to Luka Doncic, and a pretty pass right there.
Right side, Thomas. Outside for Miles. Pass to Wagner. It's stolen by Marjanovic. Here's Doncic. Got a piece of it.
And that's a welcome sign for sure. Hachimura demonstrating a willingness to want to improve as a defender. Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
Smith the pass to Wagner. It's stolen by Marjanovic. Here's Brunson. No good on the triple.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Smith the pass to Hachimura. And the rejection by Marjanovic. Curry wide open. Off target from three-point range. Washington leading now by 11. Hachimura the pass to Wagner. Second chance shot. And it's good on the layup. Hachimura's got 6.
And his coaches and teammates love that. They want Hachimura getting after it more on that offensive glass.
Now the pass to Kleba. Passes it to Brunson. 6 on the shot clock. Doncic outside. Offline with his 3.
Well, he hasn't proven to be much of a floor spacer for them. He had the 1-3, but that was back in the first half.
Thomas kicks to Smith. Hachimura the pass to Smith. Lets it go from 14. Wagner, good. He's got 6.
The defense making it way too easy for him on that jump shot. He'll take that all night.
Pass to Doncic. Shoots over Miles. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Washington leading now by 15. The drive by Smith.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
Boy, just sheer dominance, the ability to step into enemy territory and flat out take over. This is impressive.
Pass to Marjanovic. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Doncic with it. Now Thomas defending.
If he sees a lane to the rim, Doncic will capitalize. Nice drive.
And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for Washington. And there's the pass to Hachimura. Back to Smith. Shoots over Brunson. And it's Smith missing.
Well, defenses are content to give up the mid-range, right? It's not the high percentage restricted area or the 3. You can see they're prepared to give up that shot.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Here's Wagner. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, I'll tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And converted more than 4 out of every 5 free throw attempts last year. So just solid at the line.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good. Mavericks making a switch here. Berea's checked in. Davis Bertans checks in for Washington. And the second free throw, good. Mavericks trail by 16. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Berea with a wide open look. Off target from outside.
That's not his spot, but given the lack of defense, you'd like to see him knock that one down.
There's 37 seconds left in the third quarter. The Wizards with another miss.
And for him to shoot from that distance is a bit of a head-scratcher.
I think as a player, you have to know your strengths and play to them, and that is not within his range.
Wizards leading by 14. 19 seconds left to play in the third. Now Thomas. He's got 8. Smith on the wing. Just 3 to shoot. That one falls coming off of Thomas's feet. That's 7 points for Smith.
Well, you can see increasingly that Isaiah Thomas is the maestro running the offense. So adept at reading the defense and finding the open teammate.
Tries a 3 off the inbound. He got it!
Wow.
He caught it!
That's a miracle. Are you kidding me?
Listen, under duress at the end of the period, you just throw it up and hope.
John Wall getting it done for the Washington Wizards. He's up to 26 points in the game now. Just keeps pouring in the buckets. We've got more in store for you right after this. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. They've got J.J. Barea. He's out there with Jalen Brunson. Marjanovic is out there with Doncic. And it's Kleba in at the 4-man position. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Here's Barea. Here's Marjanovic. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Thomas up top. Lots of room. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
I'll tell you, even though he's not playing his best basketball, the team has played well and picked it up. I love it.
Here's Marjanovic. It's stolen by Smith. Bertines passes to Wagner. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Dallas calls timeout. You know, Doris, you and I love history. And we were talking the other day, you and I, about Bill Russell and his 11 championship rings. Do you think anyone's ever going to break that record?
I think it'll be close to impossible, Kevin, and the reason is, number one, there were so many fewer teams back then for Bill Russell, in no way diminishing the greatness of one of the game changers, both between the lines and outside the lines. Bill Russell will always be an historic figure. But it's very tough to compare eras. There's now 30 teams, nutrition, conditioning, coaching. There's just so much more information in the current era.
Doncic, no good on the free throw.
And he's been to the line much more here than he was in that first half. He's not playing nearly as tentatively as he was earlier.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hardaway. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Here's Brown. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. Smith's got 3 assists in the game. Mavericks trail by 20. And here's Barea. To the inside and stolen by Thomas. And oh, here we go. Smith's got it, the fast break chance, and Brown throws it down hard.
quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
In the corner, Hardaway with it. Dallas, no good that time either.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
It's blocked. And he makes that one. 31 points for Luka Doncic.
He's shooting the lights out down the stretch, trying to keep them competitive.
Passes it to Bertans. Here's Wagner, guarded by Powell. Wagner passes to Thomas. Clock at 6. And here is Brown. Back to Smith. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Here's a look at what's coming up for Washington. They're off to Oklahoma City to face off with the Thunder. Then on Saturday, they'll be playing against LaMarcus Aldridge and the San Antonio Spurs.
And looking at that Timberwolves matchup, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top. Even double team, he had the vision to see the open man.
And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the Wizards. 22 is their biggest lead. And Bertans now top of the key. Pass to Wagner. Bertans, the second chance points on the tip in. And the Wizards lead by 20.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it?
And this is what dominating the glass looks like. He just cannot be contained.
Wow, what a performance. And he's not just winning with physical ability, he's winning with anticipation.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yeah. And we felt it. Even over here, we felt it. Now, here's Barea. Here's Doncic. Washington with the rebound. Bertans got rebound number 8 now on the night. Smith against Hardaway. Here's Smith. Unloads. Good D by Hardaway.
I'll tell you, he's trying to help them extend this lead, but it's been a tough night for him individually.
Doncic left side. And Wagner pulls it down. Wagner's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Smith. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Thomas got his 3rd assist on the night.
Well, you love to see Isaiah Thomas working to get his teammates involved. We know he's a great scorer, but on point right there with the assist.
The Mavericks have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Barea kicks to Kleba. Pass to Doncic. Hardaway dishes to Doncic. And there's the defensive 3-second call. Doris, you and I are faced with this a lot, voting for the MVP. Great stats versus winning. Where do you stand on that when you vote for the league MVP?
Well, winning could be the definitive line if I have 2 candidates who are close. For instance, for me, this last MVP came down to James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I took it to the last possible moment. And I could have gone in either direction and been comfortable. Ultimately, I went with Giannis, and the deciding factor came down to he led his team to the best record in the league. It was a difficult vote, but ultimately it's one category which helps tilt me in one direction or another.
And I did too, and what also helped me was just the improvement defensively they had made, and I know Antetokounmpo was a very big part of it.
No, it's a great point. He was a two-way force.
Wall against Wright. Bryant looking over the floor. The 3 from Bertans. It's rebounded by Dallas. Outside Hardaway. Over to the left wing. Right outside. It doesn't go for him. Nice D from Wall. Washington leading now by 21. Here's Beal, and finished off by Beal.
This, to me, is one of Bradley Beal's advantages. The defense has got to respect the perimeter jump shot, and that sets up that dribble drive.
The Mavericks have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. There's the pass to Porzingis. No good with the triple.
I'll tell you, this has not been his game, and he's making it worse with shot selection like that.
Wall finds Bertans. Back to Wall. Outside for Beal. Here's Brown. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Brown's got 10 points here in the second half.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Beal with the steal. Wall with it. Now right defending. The baseline J. Nice D from Porzingis.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Right. He stays connected, and great timing on the contest.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. It's good. Wall's got 28.
That teardrop, right? Such a valuable tool for point guards. Able to get it off in the lane was John Wall.
Dallas has gone 0 of 3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Beal against Doncic. That one falls. Doncic has got 33.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
And Greg, you know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Wall against Wright. Shot clock at 6. And Wall with the slam.
Slashing into the lane, the speed and the grace of John Wall.
Here's Doncic. Hiring college basketball coaches has been kind of hit or miss, Doris. Why do you think that's so?
Well, obviously, coaching in college and coaching in the NBA are drastically different things. As a college coach, you've got to be concerned about the eligibility of your young men. You've got to be recruiting the next crop, even while you're coaching your current group and your current roster. In the NBA, you get to focus exclusively on coaching. You're not talking about recruiting. You're not having to deal with anything other than grown men who have a desire for greatness in the NBA. And I think so much of it doesn't necessarily mean success or failure, whether you come from college or not. Success in the NBA is a multifaceted proposition. So I don't necessarily define it as, oh, this guy came from college, this guy came from the European leagues, this guy has been an NBA assistant. So many things go into it, Kev.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. A different look for Dallas. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Dwight Powell. Jackson comes in for Hardaway. And Ryan Brokoff subbed in for Doncic. The Wizards also changing it up. Mahimi's checked in for Bryant. Hachimura comes in for Bertans. And Jones subbed in for Brown. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Dallas. Here's Brokoff. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Clearly a foul.
Doris, we know historically the Celtics, the only franchise to ever have a 4-peat, 4 straight championships. Do you think at some point we're going to see another?
I'm not sure there can be in today's NBA, Kevin, and there are a number of different contributing factors. Number 1, the salary cap implications that happen. Number 2, look at the Golden State Warriors, who were well positioned for a 3-peat. And yet, as you know, luck plays a small part in an NBA championship. Luck relative to injuries. You see Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant both get lost in the midst of an NBA Finals.
True.
This is it's challenging enough to go back to back. Forget about 4-peat.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Dwight Powell comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And Doncic is subbed in for Justin Jackson. Wall draws the double. Down low. Here's Beal. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. 18 points for Bradley Beal.
Oh, that's a tough finish by Beal. Undaunted by the D.
Dallas has gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Doncic outside. Launches a 3. Bertans grabs the board. Beal with it. Kicks the Wall. Wall draws the double. Back to Bryant. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Doris, basketball continues to gain in popularity around the world, doesn't it? It's amazing to me.
It does. Adam Silver, the commissioner, has said, I believe we can be the #1 spot in the world. Obviously, they'd have to overcome the soccer, and that's popularity. But think about this, Kevin, how inclusive a game basketball is. And the love spans across gender, race, ethnicity, religious affiliation. And the best part about the game of basketball is this, Kevin. When you're growing up and trying to get better, you need a ball, you need a hoop, and you need you, and you don't need anything else.
That is so well said. Passes to Schofield. Smith on the wing, guarded by Wright. 6 on the shot clock. Jones looking for an opening. Here's Mahimi. He blocks it again.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. To the paint. Here's Hardaway, and he makes good on the layup.
Boy, this guy just finds ways to score. Tim Hardaway Jr. able to finish with contact.
Pass to Schofield. On the wing, Jones. Pass to Schofield. The putback. The putback. Mavericks trailed by 21. And the pass to Powell. 1:33 left here in the fourth quarter. Doncic passes to Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Wizards.
They had a fantastic play from the bench.
And this team has great depth, and they showed it in this game.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for John Wall.
This guy putting on a passing clinic. If you want to know how to run an offense, roll back the tape from this evening.
Finney-Smith kicks to Wright. Washington with the rebound. Here's Jones. Some solid defense there from Jackson. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Trailing by 19.
Well, that's a case where your teammates are showing trust in you, and he comes through with flying colors.
Smith against Wright. Left side, Bryant. On the wing, Jones. Back to Bryant. Here's Smith. And again, Washington, no good. Guys, they've been difficult to stop lately.
Yeah, and this run could stretch out that lead even more.
Count that one.
And you can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
No doubt. It felt like they were a little tight for much of the evening. Now they're in a better flow, but it may be too little too late.
Now Mahinmi. Smith outside. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, G, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks. With John Wall. John, it sure looks like the chemistry is coming together. What is the bond like with your teammates?
We enjoy playing with each other. We have great chemistry. We all work hard, and we know how much we mean to each other, how much we work every day, and we're just trying to keep getting better each game.
Well, the work is paying off, John. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.